Hi, I'm Dr. Antimarino, and I'd like to spend the next few minutes talking to you about one of the fastest growing areas in plastic surgery, meaning male procedures, both surgical and non-surgical. Classically, liposuction and nasal surgery have been the most common procedures men have sought after. But what we found is over the last several years, more and more men are seeking out facial rejuvenation options. We're attributing it to two main reasons. One, men are working longer and retiring later, so men want to stay looking relevant to compete against a younger workforce. Two, men are eating better and taking better care of themselves. We're exercising more, and what we're finding is that although our bodies look better, all the exercise and the clean living is not doing anything to slow down the facial aging process. Men are now complaining about the same things we've seen women complain about for years. Men are developing lines across the forehead, crow's feet, and definitely lines between the eyebrows. Men are also seeing more of a hollowing or loss of volume in the upper cheek. And that loss of volume is also causing now the upper cheek to slide forward, which then causes deepening of the folds around the mouth. We're getting some jowling and the all-hated neck laxity. So men are now starting to come in to talk about their options. The other area of concern is around the eyes. Men are starting to see the excess skin on the upper eyelids, excess skin on the lower eyelids, and even some bulging of the fat. These are very similar problems that women are having, and now men want to do something about it as well. When we're talking about facial rejuvenation for men, the treatments are very similar to women, but the thrust is slightly different. For women, we want to try to smooth out the lines as much as possible. But for men, we're allowed to be a little bit more rugged, have these lines. So our thrust in plastic surgery is really to soften that look, but not make it very smooth. So the same type of treatments for men and women. However, when we talk about the forehead and the crow's feet and the lines between the eyes, the same thing for women is Botox. It works very well for men as well. But again, we're going to use it as a little bit more conservative. I want you to be able to animate your forehead, raise your eyebrows, but I don't want you to have those deep lines. We're just going to soften those. Same thing when we talk about the softening or the hollowing around the cheek. Dermal fillers work very well in this area. But again, for men, we want a more subtle appearance. We don't want to have that bold cheek like we want in a woman. Just an area that we can add a little volume, that'll also pick up the upper cheek and actually soften the lines around the mouth. The nice thing about doing Botox and dermal fillers is it can be done in an office setting. It usually takes less than an hour. I usually recommend that men don't work out for 24 hours. And then after that, you're back to all of your exercising and normal routine. Now, when we're talking about rejuvenating around the eyes and then the lower part of the face, where we really want to lift up that neck and get rid of that jowling, now we're talking about surgical procedures. Eyelid surgery and facial rejuvenation procedures are usually done in a combination. The eyelid's incisions are really hidden well. They're in the crease of the upper eyelid and just underneath the eyelashes of the lower eyelids. The incisions for a facelift hug the front of the ear and then right around the back of the ear, so they're well hidden. The good thing about these procedures done together is there's very little pain, there's very little bruising, and very little swelling. It's an outpatient procedure, so you go home the same day. I usually see patients in my office for the next day, taking off all of the dressings. I usually recommend 2 weeks off of work and 3 weeks off of any exercise. Men are accepting this procedure more and more. It's allowing them to stay relevant in the workplace. And I think as men continue to work longer and continue to take good care of themselves, the rise in popularity and acceptance of plastic surgery among the male population will continue to grow. Bellissimo Plastic Surgery, your partner in defining you.